In every legend, there's a sliver of truth. In every tragedy, a forgotten warning. They Were Both Found Dead is your guide through the eerie and the unexplained, where history collides with horror, and not everyone makes it out alive.
Welcome to They Were Both Found Dead. I'm Adrian.
And I'm Ramsey, and today we're talking about prisons.
Prisons.
Super light and fun topic.
I'm excited for this one.
Not anything dark or horrible there.
Actually, I'm not excited for this one. This one's bad.
Excited to talk about things I believe strongly in.
Okay,
that's Not prisons, good. Against prisons. I don't strongly believe in prisons.
Yeah, no. Some prisons. Like maybe the ones I'm going to talk about.
You're going to jail right now, actually. You're under arrest.
How's you've been? How have you been?
I've had a long day. It's been a long week. It's been a long month. I'm moving.
Oh, yeah.
Shit's going crazy. Shit's going down.
She's moving to...
TBD. Moving to TBD. Yeah, isn't that fun? And I'm moving in like 20 days.
TBD?
TBD.
What is TBD?
To be decided.
Oh, you don't know?
You know I don't know.
Oh, I thought it was kind of like... Oh, I guess I know like probabilities and stuff.
Yeah.
I see.
You know the possibilities, but yeah, it's not. I would like to find somewhere. Yeah, that would be great.
Interesting.
We are filming ahead of time. Like this is was filmed long before you will see it. Tomorrow is Halloween.
Hey.
We're going out tonight.
I'm gonna be Walter White. Insert pictures.
I'm gonna be a white tourist.
Yeah.
It's really hard not to say white terrorist. I need to make sure not to do that.
White tourist.
White tourist. White tourist. Tourist.
Why do you emphasize the white?
Because that's part of the joke. Like we're specifically being like a white stereotypical. Like Cody's gonna have like a bunch of like Nebraska football like merch with his Hawaiian shirt and like a ton of sunscreen. Like you'll see in the pictures.
Yeah.
But very stereotypically, like we're white Americans.
That's funny. I like that. I've never seen somebody dressed like that. That's funny.
You will. Think like Lilo and Stitch at the beginning when she's taking pictures of the fat Americans.
Oh, yeah,
It's going to be me.
I've been fine. Thanks for asking.
I asked you and then we re-recorded.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not a horrible person. How are you?
I'm doing okay. It's been a pretty good couple months. It's been stressful, though. I've been doing a lot of aviation stuff.
Oh, yeah. Congratulations are in order. You just reached another level in your licensing.
Got another license of mine. I'm excited for that. Now I got to start a whole new other thing.
How many more do you have?
Probably like 2 or something like that.
That's amazing. You're so close.
Yeah. We'll see, though.
It's within reach.
I know.
Yeah, we're going to see you succeed. Period.
We'll see.
Yeah, we will see it.
I'm excited when I'm at that point.
Are you going to Thailand?
Yeah, I'm also going to Thailand. I'm going to Thailand on the 25th, and I'm going to go to...
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. I forgot it was so close. In November?
Yeah.
Just, like, right after I moved. Damn.
I know. That sucks.
You're going to come home to an Omaha this rain.
I know.
This Omaha.
25th, I'm going to Bangkok and Chiang Mai and Phuket.
That's so exciting.
Yeah. People call it Fuck It or something because it's Phuket.
Yep. Yeah, it's
and
pretty
Bangkok.
much that. I couldn't even help myself but laugh. I mean, it's literally Bangkok.
There's a lot of places like that in Thailand.
Like, imagine there's a town named Fart Dick. You're going to chuckle.
Yeah, okay, I see. Okay.
That'll be interesting to hear all about. Find some creepy stuff to show us.
I'll see if I can find anything. Ramsey just told me about this temple with like a bunch of arms. It's like the white temple, the white castle. It's like a bunch of hands lifting up. That's creepy.
That is creepy.
But cool.
Architecture. We lazy on that now. I wish we had cooler architecture.
I know, right? Modern architecture sucks.
It really does. Here's this box.
Yeah. White and black box.
Here's some gray.
To make it more exciting.
Light up your life. So, for today's bite-sized terror.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever heard about the 798 Art Zone in Beijing? It's this massive old factory district, think like Cold War era, and it was built by East Germans in the 1950s, all steel beams, concrete, used for military electronics. These days, it's full of like galleries, coffee shops, art installations. It's like a cool little area. It's like kind of beautiful in like a creepy industrial sort of way, kind of like hot shops, but more trendy.
Okay.
Hot Shots is like this really cool art thing in Omaha that I recommend if you're from Omaha. But lately, the 798 Center has been the center of a rumor that sounds like straight out of a horror movie.
Okay.
So I got this topic from TikTok comments of like something, an idol had passed away. I guess like, I grew up religious, so an idol was like a religious thing. But I guess in like K-pop and in a lot of Asian countries, they call famous like pop stars of idols.
Idols, yeah.
That's hilarious.
Did you not know that?
Like, I had heard that before, but, like, I never really thought about it.
No, yeah. Since I watch a lot of anime, they always talk about stuff like that, so...
Oh, okay.
They're like, yeah.
See, I grew up being like, do not worship false idols!
Oh, that type of idol. Yeah, no, definitely
The Catholics pray to Mary. She is a false idol. Like, that's the cult I grew up in. Well, a few months back, posts started popping up on Chinese social media, mostly Weibo and Douyin, claiming something disturbing was happening inside one of the galleries, the Chi Hao Art Museum. The first photo showed what looked like a hyper-realistic sculpture, except the skin tone wasn't quite right, and the joints looked like really natural.
Okay.
Like, you know that guy, you brought him up to me the other day?
The haunted house guy.
And he was, like, real? Like, his arm came off?
Yeah, it's like a prop, but he was actually, like, a corpse.
That's crazy.
I know.
That's what it reminds me of. Like, it looked too real. So the commenters ran with it. You know how social media is. The people just go with it. Some said the figures are real people, not sculptures. Others claimed the museum's basement was off limits because it held massive refrigeration units.
Oh.
Social media was calling it cold storage. That's the phrase that started trending before posts were deleted for misinformation. But there is cold storage down there. I'm not saying it's for dead bodies. I'm just saying like those refrigerators are down there. So screenshots like flew everywhere and went super viral. People started comparing faces from the exhibit to celebrity photos. Hashtags like Chi Hao Mystery and 798 Museum Rumor got millions of views before they were, again, removed from TikTok or removed from those social medias.
Okay.
Which are basically like Chinese TikTok. The museum never made a real statement, just silence, and the local authorities brushed it off as internet rumor, which, like, honestly, like, it's probably...
Yeah.
But that made people believe it more, because they're like, what are they hiding?
Oh my god.
So now no one's produced proof, there's no investigators, no journalists, and the likeliest explanation is that the whole thing started, like, just, like, rumors.
Yeah.
But, like, if you look at the pictures, and they specifically compare them to, like, famous idols that have died in weird circumstances...
Yeah.
And that literally, like, not those cases are not solved. Like, they're not dealt with. And those are the people that it looks like then in there. So isn't that weird? Like, it's probably not true.
Maybe it's like a killer that makes their victims look like idols.
And then he gives them to the museum?
I mean, I guess I don't know. There's rumors. I don't know. I'm trying to make sense of it.
Basically, the rumors are that they kill famous people to have them in the museum.
Wow.
And there's a huge amount of people who believe this.
It sounds believable.
Yeah, no, it's fun. That's what's weird about stuff like this is, like, even when we know they're probably not true, I, like, kind of want it to be. Not because I want those people to have died that way. Okay. Like, they're already dead. That's really bad and horrible. But, like, it does make the world sound as strange as, like, it feels.
Yeah.
But also, obviously, like, I think that's why stuff like that goes viral.
Yeah, to make everything more exciting, of course.
Yeah, it's more fun to believe that.
It's scary, though. That's creepy.
Scary.
I don't like that at all. You know what? I just saw something kind of like this. Like, there's, like, a museum of human
Is this a woman who thinks her son's
Yes, and she's like, I think that's my son that's in the museum, and you put like a picture next to the guy, and it kind of does look like him, and it's just so creepy and scary to think about.
I've been meaning to look into it, but because I've seen some people are like, it was there before the son was. Other people are like, no, it wasn't. And some people are like, they know who the body was. The body's family came forward. And other people are like, no, it didn't. But the company knows who it is. And there's just so much mixed information about it. I want to look into it.
Do you know, is that in the United States?
I believe yes.
That's crazy. Wow, that's creepy.
I also was looking into, my sister told me apparently some people think that Ellen killed her ex-girlfriend, like had her killed. And like apparently there's like a video of her sitting up in the back of an ambulance when she was supposed to have already been dead. And then they announced her dead. But like there's drone footage of her getting up in the ambulance.
Oh. I didn't know her ex-girlfriend died.
Apparently it was like 3 years ago. This is all like more than alleged. It's like I heard. So this could 100% not be true. No, Ellen's married to Portia de Rossi.
Oh, Portia. That's what I'm thinking about. But
she's alive. This is like an ex from before.
I see.
So I don't know why people think that she would do that now, because I feel like her and Portia have been together for a long time.
I also thought they were together for a long time, like more than 3 years.
Well, many, like they've been married for, I think, at least a decade.
Then what are we talking about the ex-girlfriend then?
Well, she was killed, and like there's mysterious
like a long
stuff.
time ago.
No, she was killed 3 years ago.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Sorry.
No, you're good. So yeah, I don't know, because that's the thing when my sister told me too. She's trying to remember when it happened, and I was like, well, she's been with Portia for a long time, so probably a long time ago. And then she Googled it. She was like 3 years ago. I was like, oh, what?
I mean, a lot of things could happen. Who knows?
No, 100%. That's true. Like I said, I know nothing about it, but I want to look into
That is creepy, though.
We should probably start talking about prisons, huh?
Yeah.
So today I'm starting with the ADX Supermax Prison.
Florence?
Florence, yep.
Oh, cool.
There's a prison sitting out in the middle of Colorado that most people will never see, and some of the people inside it will never see much of anything again.
Oh.
Can you imagine? The whole time this episode is going to be us. Can you imagine?
Yeah, I'm going to think of this really intensely.
Yeah. I think all of us should do that. Really put ourselves as one of the people in here. So ADX Florence, officially called the United States Penitentiary Administrative Maximum Facility, is the most secure prison in America. Oh. It was built to be escape-proof and movement-proof. When the Bureau of Prisons decided they needed a place to hold the country's most dangerous men, they didn't design it around punishment, they designed it around control. Every square inch of ADX is engineered to separate human beings from the outside world and from each other. Even the architecture is a weapon.
From each other, too?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, nobody?
Nobody.
Oh my god.
All I can think about is Shawshank Redemption, and I keep getting flashes of sad moments, and it like completely distracts
all I'm thinking
me.
About is Orange is the New Black, since I'm watching it right now.
White chocolate swirl!
Oh.
The cells are concrete boxes 7 by 12 feet. There's a narrow window, only 4 inches wide, cut at such an angle that the inmate can't see the mountains that surround Florence, Colorado. They can tell when it's daylight, but they'll never see the horizon. Because then they build to tell more what direction they're in, so that would give them more placement. Like, oh, I'm facing the west, I'm on the west side right now. So if you can't see the horizon, you can kind of tell where the sun's coming from, but you're more limited. Because they don't want these people to be able to tell where they are to get out, or like make a plan.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I was thinking like, well, why would they want to do that? But I guess
escape risk.
Wow, they thought about everything.
Yeah, they tried. The bed, the desk, it's basically like Azkaban.
Azkaban?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Unescapable. The bed, the desk, and the stool are all poured from the same gray slab of cement. The sink and the toilet are stainless steel, the mirrors polished metal. There's a small black and white television bolted behind plexiglass showing educational programs and a few channels that serve mostly to remind them what they've lost. Inmates spend 23 hours a day in those cells. The remaining hour is in what the Bureau calls a recreation cage, an outdoor concrete pen the size of a walk-in closet with a grated roof. They can look up and see a slice of sky, but not another human being.
Oh my god.
I thought it would be like in Halloween, you know how they're like all in the yard changing their squares?
Yeah.
They don't even get that much freedom.
No, definitely not. That's crazy.
Michael Myers got more freedom than these people.
Maybe because he was mentally ill.
So are these people.
Oh.
Even the guards rarely make eye contact. Food is passed through... Sorry, I just pictured Michael Myers in, like, therapy. Like, laying down on the couch.
Didn't he have a therapist? That's, like, his whole thing, too?
Well, yeah, I was picturing him, like in a traditional therapy, like, laying down on the couch with the mask on.
Saying nothing.
So how does it feel when you sliced your sister while she was naked?
Silence.
Even the guards rarely make eye contact. Food is passed through slots. Conversations are over intercoms. The only sound most days is the hum of fluorescent lights and the echo of a steel door clanging shut down the range.
That is so hopeless. I would kill myself.
How? They do a lot to make sure you can't.
I don't know, bang my head on the wall or something.
That's how you get a straitjacket in a padded room.
Yeah, you're right. If you don't do it, then you're more screwed than before.
There are some people, I think we've talked about someone on the podcast who he shot himself in the head, but he like missed,
survived.
Like, so most of his face was gone, but it took him like 6 hours to die. I think that was in the Haymarket. I could be wrong.
People have also survived that too.
Like, which is crazy.
I know. Crazy.
Yeah, if you do it, you gotta make sure you're successful.
Jeez.
I'm a 3 times failure, so don't talk to me.
I'm not gonna talk to you.
You're actually going to go right now. You're going to go out by yourself. When people call ADX the Alcatraz of the Rockies, I call it the Azkaban, but I guess some people are calling it the Alcatraz.
Yeah.
They're not exaggerating. They're underselling it. Alcatraz had yards, work details, a library. At ADX, the point isn't just to keep inmates in, it's to erase the concept of movement altogether. The Bureau of Prisons says that ADX exists for the inmates who are too violent or too high profile to mix with any general population. But inside those walls, it's not a hierarchy, it's a vacuum. The ultimate goal is not to be held for more than a year or two, just enough to retrain the most troubled individuals to be able to be a part of society, at least enough of a part of society to be able to be in a normal high-security prison and not successfully kill people. But for some, their term there will end when their life does.
Oh my god.
Some people are there forever. But most people, it's because they killed a bunch of guards and they won't stop killing people.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that makes sense. And if they're, later released from that place, a temporary prison just for, max security, but yeah, there are people that are there forever. That's
forever.
Yeah.
When it opened in 1994, ADX was supposed to fix the chaos that followed the prison violence of the 1980s. The killings at Marion, Illinois, the riots that left guards dead, but the fix was to build something beyond deterrence. They built silence. And the names locked inside the silence are infamous. So there's Theodore Kaczynski, the Unabomber, a mathematician turned domestic terrorist who mailed explosives for nearly 2 decades in a crusade against modern technology. He lived in a tiny cabin when he was free, and then he spent decades in a tinier one at ADF. Or ADX. Then there's Ramzi Youssef, mastermind of the 1993 World Trade Center bombing, who reportedly once said that ADX was worse than death, that this is the real prison. I always forget that the World Trade Center got bombed before it got 9/11.
It did? I don't know that.
It was in 1993.
1993, so 7, 8 years before?
Yeah.
Damn. Bad decade for it.
A double homicide.
I know. It's gone now.
But you just had an abortion? Twins?
Twins.
Yeah, double homicide.
Bitch.
No, I'm sorry.
I didn't realize that they have lights where the Twin Towers used to be that shoot up so you can see them. Where they used to be in the skyline.
Yeah, it's like a hole now, isn't it? Like a memorial?
Yeah, have you seen I knew about Ground Zero, but have you seen the lights?
No, I've never seen the lights.
And they go really high up.
Wow. Interesting. I don't know that.
Then there's Richard Reed, the shoe bomber, who sits in another cell serving life for trying to blow up an American Airlines flight with explosives hidden in his sneakers.
In a what?
In his sneakers.
Wow.
Actually, I think it's the first episode of Radio Rental, which is that podcast where Rainn Wilson, he plays Dwight in The Office. He voices the host. It's a really good podcast. I highly recommend it. But the first episode, one of the people that tells their stories, he was on the flight. He was a kid.
Oh.
15, and he was with his little brother on the flight. And they had to attack the guy. Not him specifically, but the adults. Attacked the guy and taled him to the chair with their seatbelt and had to knock him out with their shoes.
That's crazy. That's creepy. That's scary.
He talks about how he was just old enough to understand as they were flying there's fighter jets on either side, and he's I was just old enough to understand, along with all the adults, that they were not there to protect us, they were there to shoot us down if he took over.
Damn.
And all the kids were woo, fighter jets, and that I'm literally chills, I have my hair is raising.
Yeah.
Could you even imagine?
No, I can't. Was he flying the plane, or was he just...
No, he was a passenger. And the guy telling the story, he was a kid, a passenger as well. Zacharias Moussaoui, the so-called 20th hijacker from 9/11, is there too. And then one of the Boston bombers spent years here before being moved temporarily for appeals. Then there are the cartel bosses like Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, whose escape record from every other facility on Earth finally stopped at Florence. No tunnels here. The ground into the prison is solid granite, and the design leaves no blind spots.
Wait, so El Chapo is in there?
Yeah, he's in there.
Wow, I did not know that.
Cameras see everything, but nobody inside gets to see anything. They even built the cells so you can't map the prison from sound. Corridors bend, angles break line of sight, so even if you memorize every echo and door count, you'll never figure out where you are. Every trip outside of the cell means being shackled, hooded, escorted by multiple officers. Some inmates go years without physical contact of any kind. Not kind.
Has there been any escapes from that place?
Never. Not even close. If El Chapo can't do it, no one's going to be able to do it.
Yeah, he escaped one prison.
He escaped several.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
So former warden Robert Hood once said ADX was a clean version of hell.
Oh.
He didn't mean it metaphorically. The place is spotless, efficient, and practically are absolutely inescapable. In the middle of all that order, there's a strange kind of chaos, the psychological unraveling that happens when people are sealed away for too long. The thing is, the system at ADX was built on a kind of cold logic. The worst of the worst needed to be contained, not rehabilitated, and that this level of isolation would be a version of rehabilitation to be able to join with society. What they didn't account for is that what happens when you remove any shred of stimulation from a human being for years on end. Prison psychiatrists have said isolation that extreme can cause something called SHU syndrome, named after special housing units, the term for solitary confinement. It's not just boredom or sadness, it's full psychological collapse. It reminds me a lot, I think a lot of humans have psychosis.
You know what that is.
We're not meant to work this much and do so little, and be able to afford to do so little.
Yeah, horrible times.
Indeed. Hallucinations, paranoia, memory loss, self-harm, all are caused by this. People forget how to talk. They start whispering to themselves because there's no one else to hear them. While the goal is not to be a long-term stay, which is already relative, I feel like any amount of time in that environment would feel like a long-term stay. They do have many inmates who have been there for years, and they will most likely be there until they die.
That's sad.
You don't watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine, do you? Well, there's one part where one of them goes to prison, blah, 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 and he gets thrown into solitary, and he builds his fiancée out of mashed potatoes on the wall.
Whoop, lost a boobie. No matter, I'll just build another one. More mashed potato!
I've never seen that. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, is that the one with that one guy?
And Andy Samberg?
Yeah.
I love him. Hot Rod's one of the best movies ever made. I keep being really too lighthearted and saying the most fucked up shit. There have been multiple suicides inside ADX, though the Bureau of Prisons rarely releases details. One of the most notable was Thomas Silverstein, a man once labeled America's most dangerous prisoner. He spent over 35 years in solitary confinement, 23 of them at ADX before dying there in 2019. By the end, his writings described a kind of slow death by invisibility. He said being forgotten was the hardest part.
Oh.
Which, like, that is sad, but also I'm sure he did horrible things. Yeah, so it's like that horrible balance.
I don't know. It's hard to think.
Yeah. You said you would kill yourself, and some people successfully do.
Yeah, there you go.
Others didn't make it that long. Reports from former inmates describe men screaming into the night, guards ignoring them, the noise traveling down the concrete halls like ghosts. The few who get transferred to less restricted prisons often came out dazed, like they've forgotten how to exist around people.
I mean, yeah, I would too.
The whole point is to make them more able to exist around people, so it's crazy.
The whole point is that?
Yeah, remember, they only want to be there. The goal is to only have them there for a few years.
Oh, yeah, true.
So they stop killing people, but, like...
It's kind of redundant.
It's making them crazier.
Yeah.
In 2012, a group of ADX prisoners filed a class action lawsuit against the Bureau of Prisons, alleging that conditions there violated the Eighth Amendment's ban on cruel and unusual punishment. They claimed that inmates with severe mental illnesses were being locked in total isolation with almost no medical care, sometimes chained for hours, sometimes punished for their own breakdowns. That lawsuit, Cody versus Federal Bureau of Prisons, forced the government to quietly admit that ADX had no psychiatric board, no therapeutic staff on site. Some of the most mentally ill prisoners in America were being warehoused in silence. The case led to a rare settlement, and the Bureau agreed to transfer several inmates to medical facilities and improve mental health screening. But the prison itself didn't change much, because the truth is, ADX wasn't designed to change. It was designed to contain. And once you build a place like that, it becomes the blueprint. After ADX, Supermax Prison started popping up across the country, modeled on its architecture and control systems. Places where prisoners are numbers, voices are disembodied, and time stops meaning anything. When you look at the satellite images of ADX Florence, it's just this perfect gray rectangle in the middle of the desert surrounded by smaller prisons, medium and minimum security facilities, like rings of orbit around a dead star. They call it the Federal Correctional Complex, but everything there revolves around the same philosophy: control through isolation. The Bureau of Prisons still insists that ADX is necessary, that it protects guards and inmates from those who would kill without hesitation. And maybe that's true, but it's also true that the line between safety and cruelty gets blurry when you're dealing with people who'll never see another person's face again. One former warden said the goal of ADX was to keep inmates safe, secure, and sane. And when reporters asked him how many of them he thought were actually sane, he paused and said, "It depends what you mean by sane." What part of his media training thought that that was a good answer?
Yeah, I don't know.
The prison still stands today, quiet and spotless, holding men whose names shaped the headlines of the last 50 years. But I don't think there's ever been a woman there, side note.
Oh.
Because, of course.
Yeah, I mean, it's female and... male prisons are different, right?
Usually, but when you get in high max security like that, they're more intermixed because, like...
They don't interact with each other.
Yeah. They can't hurt each other. So I'm sure if there was a woman that was dangerous enough, they would send her there, but I don't think it's happened. We don't kill as much.
And who set that system up?
But there's no noise in those headlines anymore. No chaos, no movement, no sound. Just the hum of lights over 1,000 concrete doors, each one sealing someone off from the rest of the world. ADX Florence was built to hold the people we fear most, but it also shows what we become when we decide that fear justifies anything.
Yeah.
That was by far my most lighthearted one, so I feel
that's
bad.
Crazy. That's bad.
Is that, like, I totally, like, I get why we need Supermax prisons, but that just doesn't feel... I feel like there are ways you could do, like, the safety stuff and, like, them, like, hooded when moving cells and stuff without, like, I don't know, not even be able to see the sky.
I mean, yeah, like, what are we trying to do here? Are we trying to reform people, or are we trying to punish people?
Definitely punish. I think it should be a little bit of both. Like, there should be some punishment if you murder someone.
Yeah, definitely.
But I mean, the reform is the most important thing.
Yeah. It's like, it has to be kind of hand to hand.
Yes, 100%. I'm so excited to hear about your weird prisons.
My prisons? My prisons are definitely different than what Ramsey did for this thing. She went more with horrible. I went more with unusual.
Thank God.
Have you ever heard of the Stanford Prison Experiment?
I have heard of the Stanford Prison Experiment.
There you go. Well, that's the one I was talking about.
Oh, that's so unique and exciting. Okay, hell yeah, I'm excited. I know a little bit about it.
There's a movie of it. I saw it. Things got pretty shitty.
I don't know a lot about what happened, but I do know that, like, it's used as people are inherently evil, but, like, it's also a bunch of white college boys are inherently evil. Yes. That's not everyone.
Plus, like, a kind of weird professor that was doing this.
Oh my God, yeah, I guess I haven't really thought about that. What the fuck was up with that professor?
Yeah, well, I'll talk about it.
I'm so excited.
In August of 1971, a psychology professor at Stanford University named Philip Zimbardo set out to study human behavior in a controlled environment. He wanted to understand how power and authority could influence people, especially in prisons, where guards and inmates often clash.
Okay.
The question was, do people act cruel because of who they are, or because of the situation they're put in?
Okay.
What do you think?
I think there are some people that are inherently cruel, but I think the majority of people only do bad things when put into a situation where they kind of feel cornered.
I get it. There's, like, less people that are, like, inherently bad, but since there's more bad people, it's, like, kind of both, you know? But I mean, I don't know if I'm saying that right.
I don't know if I agree there's more bad people. I think bad people just feel louder because... you're going to remember the person that was mean to you versus the 20 people you passed that weren't. You know what I mean?
Oh, that makes sense. To find out, Zimbardo placed an ad in a local newspaper. Male college students needed for psychology study of prison life. $15 per day for 1 to 2 weeks.
Okay.
Over 70 men applied. After interviews and psychological tests, 24 were selected. They were all healthy, stable, and average young men, most of them middle-class college students with no history of violence or mental illness. They were randomly assigned to be either guards or prisoners. None of them knew which role they're gonna have.
Would you sign up for something like that?
No, I would never do that in my life, but it doesn't sound...
What year was this again?
1971.
And it was $15 per day?
Yeah. That sounds like pretty good.
I'm gonna see what that would be now.
But they're like middle class, which I guess middle class is different back then than it is now.
Oh yeah, the middle class is like gone. Not to sound like but they are. The person saying that growing up was right. If in 1971 it was $15,
what is it? Like $100?
$120 a day. Yeah, I would probably do it.
Yeah, but that's
if it
like
was all women.
Day. Yeah, I wouldn't do it. Just because I don't know. Sounds.
Plus, you'd be with men.
Yeah,
I trust other women way more.
The prison itself was built in the basement of a Stanford Psychology building, Jordan Hall. They used a long hallway blocked off both ends and converted small offices into cells. Each cell held 3 prisoners and contained only a portable bed. There was...
One?
Well, multiple portable beds, sorry.
I was about to be like, you're taking shits.
No. There was small area for meals and exercise, a solitary confinement closet for punishment, and a room for guards to rest between shifts. Sorry,
the fact that it's a closet. This isn't funny, but that sounds funny. Like, here's the punishment closet.
I mean, pretty much.
I was looking at a dunce cap at that point.
Huh?
Might as well just get a dunce cap at that point
What
for
is
putting
that?
someone in the closet. It's those pointy hats
Oh, yeah.
they used to make kids wear.
But solitary confinement is kind of like that, right? Just a small room they get locked into.
A tiny little private cell.
Yeah. Simbardo even coordinated with the Palo Alto Police Department to make the experience realistic. On a quiet Sunday morning, the police arrived at homes of the chosen prisoners, handcuffed them, read them their rights, and transported them to the station. They
Damn.
were fingerprinted, photographed, and then blindfolded before being taken to the mock prison in the Stanford basement.
He wanted them to get the full
I
experience.
know. When they arrived, they were stripped naked, sprayed with disinfectant, and issued identical uniforms, loose smocks with ID numbers printed on them. They also wore rubber sandals and a small chain around one ankle. They were told they'd be referred to only by their numbers, never by name.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they're really going with like the realistic experience here.
Yeah, a bad person.
Yeah, I don't know why he would even go this kind of hard. The guards were given khaki uniforms, mirrored sunglasses, and wooden batons.
Mirrored sunglasses is ridiculous.
You know what I think about? I think about Reno.
Reno!
Yeah.
And hit.
Hit bump. Hit bump.
So many people dress as that for Halloween.
I know, I saw that. They worked in teams of 3, rotating 8-hour shifts. Their instructions were minimal. Keep order in the prison, no physical violence, but otherwise maintain control however you think best. At first it was awkward, more like an experiment than a real prison. But within the first day, the atmosphere shifted. The guards began asserting authority almost immediately, blowing whistles, calling roll, and enforcing trivial rules. The prisoners were made to stand at attention, recite their numbers, and do push-ups for mistakes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the first night passed quietly. The second day didn't.
Nothing like giving a 19-year-old frat kid a bunch of power over someone.
Yeah, more like back in the day when people were more... I don't know, I feel like they were kind of more violent back then.
Yeah, I guess it's a lot easier to let yourself do something when you're not worried about being posted or videotaped.
So the second day didn't go as well. By morning, the prisoners rebelled. They barricaded themselves in their cell.
I'm sorry, you said day 2.
Yes, they're already rebelling, and they barricaded themselves in their cells with their portable beds and refused to come out for follow orders.
Yeah,
the guards responded aggressively. They used fire extinguishers to force the prisoners away from the doors, stripped them naked, removed their beds. The ringleaders were placed in solitary confinement.
Oh my god. How many closets do they have?
I don't know.
Okay.
Probably they all were put in the same one. Who knows?
That's not solitary confinement.
Yeah. True. After that, the power dynamic changed permanently. The guards began using psychological tactics, assigning privileges to compliant prisoners, making others clean toilets, and enforce silence during meals. Some guards started inventing their own rules and punishments. They used humiliation and sleep deprivation to keep order. So yeah, they're really getting on their roll there.
They're earning that money.
I know.
For $120 a day, I mean.
What, you would be psychologically traumatizing people?
No, I meant I'm picturing myself as a receiver of the trauma.
Oh, I see.
Because I already know if I was in the situation, I would have been like, what the fuck is everyone doing a long time ago?
Yeah. Well, what if you were a guard though?
I would have been like, what the fuck is everyone? What are you guys doing?
I mean, yeah, you would be a lot less than what they're doing.
I don't know how to shut the fuck up. If I see something happening, I'm gonna be like, what the fuck are you doing in public? Like, I've gotten myself in a lot of issues.
Yeah.
So I never would have it's not even just the guards that didn't do anything or that like did this stuff, but every single one that didn't say anything.
Yeah, true. You're right. Sambardo observed everything through cameras and microphones in the hallway. As a superintendent, he interacted with guards and prisoners as if it were a real institution, even calling roll and handling disciplinary hearings.
So he knew everything that was happening.
Yes.
I thought maybe they were kind of lying to him. He was watching it.
Yes, he was.
Wow.
Listening and watching everything.
I can't stop thinking about how much of Stanford's budget was spent on... Because reflective aviators in the 70s were not cheap. How much of the budget was spent just on the sunglasses?
I don't know. Within 36 hours, the first breakdown occurred. Prisoner 8612 began shouting, crying, and showing signs of emotional distress. He told Simbardo he couldn't take it anymore and wanted to leave. At first, Simbardo tried to convince him to stay, suggesting that quitting would disappoint the others.
Did they let him leave?
Eventually, 8612 was released.
I'm sorry, when you say 8612, all I can think of is Stitch.
What was Stitch?
I think like 826 or something like that. Stitch is 626.
Okay.
Pretty close.
Yeah, 8612. But the experiment continued. As the days went on, more prisoners showed anxiety, depression, and disorientation. One prisoner, 819, broke down after guards forced others to chant "Prisoner 819 did a bad thing," like in a
fucking preschool.
Yeah, but like in a chanting and cold like way, kind of.
Oh my gosh.
Scary. When Zimbardo told him he could leave, he refused at first, saying he didn't want to let the other prisoners down. So it was kind of like a guilt kind of thing.
Yeah.
If you wanted to leave, because you would be leaving like other people to do
Yeah.
more work. So
And to take more of the brunt.
yeah, and plus the professor guy was also saying stuff like that, being like, "You sure you want to go? You're gonna disappoint the other one."
What a shithead.
I know. By that point, Zimbardo realized the situation had gone too far, but he didn't stop it. The guards, meanwhile, grew more extreme. One in particular, nicknamed John Wayne by the others, adopted a fake southern accent and became increasingly authoritarian. He later admitted he was playing a role, but his behavior still had a real impact on the prisoners.
If you're playing, but you're inherently not playing a role if you're actually doing it to people. Like, you're not playing. That's like
He was playing a role?
These words have meanings and definitions. Can we use them?
Yeah. Even the guards who didn't actively abuse power often stood by and watched, believed that was what was expected of them. So it's kind of like a bully victim kind of situation.
Mm-hmm. I understand you can't always, like, there are, of course, situations where, like, if you step in, you could be, like, hurting yourself or them more.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of those rare exceptions, if you are just watching something like this happen, you are just as bad as the person doing it.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. By day 5, some prisoners were breaking down, others were withdrawn and passive, and several had to be released early due to stress. The next day, the next day, a visitor changed everything. Christina Maslach, a graduate student and Zimbardo's future wife, came to observe the study. She was shocked by what she saw: exhausted prisoners, aggressive guards, and Zimbardo himself absorbing in his superintendent role.
Why did she marry him after this?
I don't know.
Why would you be with someone like, I want you to raise my kids because you're going to do some fucked up shit with them?
1970s was a different time.
That's true. I mean, now I look at people marrying people and I'm like, why did you do that?
Crazy. She told him the study had become unethical and demanded he stopped it. Zimbardo ended the experiment the following morning, 6 days after it began. Afterward, he conducted interviews with both guards and prisoners. Many admitted that they had been genuinely affected by the roles they played. Guards said they were surprised by how quickly they adopted to authority. Prisoners said they felt dehumanized. So, I mean, yeah, this was supposed to go on for like 2 weeks, by the way. So it ended at day 6 because it was so
crazy.
bad. Yeah,
it feels like it went longer too. Like when you think about everything that happened, but yeah, they traumatized. Like you said, day 1 they were doing shit.
I know somebody left at hour 32 because of how bad it was.
I've gone longer than that without eating.
Really?
I mean, you can't tell, but I have.
I can't go. I tried to do it like 24 hours the other day, and it was.
Why did you try to do that? Just fasting?
I don't know. Yeah, just because I wanted to.
I think it was like just a series of unfortunate events.
I see.
And then the last time I got really, really sick, I went like 2 days without eating anything.
Oh, wow. Zimbardo's conclusion was that the power of the situation, not inherent personality, could lead ordinary people to commit abusive acts. He called it situational behavior. The results gained international attention and were soon featured in textbooks, lectures, and documentaries, but the study also raised major ethical questions.
Yeah.
There had been no safeguards in place to protect participants from harm, and the boundaries between experiment and reality had dissolved. The Stanford Prison Experiment became a prime example of why stricter ethical standards were needed in psychological research when humans were involved. Today, most psychologists view the experiment as more of a demonstration than a true scientific study. It lacked control groups, repeatability, and objective measurement.
That's so true.
Yeah. Still, the Stanford Prison Experiment remains one of the most well-known and unsettling studies in modern psychology, not because of what it proved, but because of what it revealed about human nature. It showed how quickly people adapt to roles of power and submission.
I completely agree. That's crazy. That was a really good choice. You always pull in choices. I'm like, ooh, you're being creative with it. Whereas I'm just like, this pisses me off. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I like our roles in this. So we
balance each other well.
Definitely. Yeah, no, it's weird how that was kind of loud. I mean, it had to be accepted by some kind of like higher up or anything.
Yeah, no, it had to be approved. And like, I mean, how do you even work with your colleagues after that? How do you marry someone after seeing that? Like, I have so many questions.
I don't know. Maybe he felt he probably got forgiven afterwards. Like he felt
was he even reprimanded, or is it just like, damn, that was a crazy experiment?
Probably not.
Damn. I wonder if anyone ever, like, sued for emotional like, distress or anything.
Maybe back then, the male kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what are you talking about? You're a man.
Did you know at that point, it would, if a woman did that, her husband or her father would receive the money?
That'd be weird.
The aviators really, that part really pisses me off.
The aviators?
The sunglasses?
Oh, yeah.
Because those aren't cheap either, especially in the 70s. There wasn't, like, fast fashion, so, 70s reflective aviators would not have the cheapest thing.
They really wanted the role.
The look. And it wasn't even the guy, this fucking, what's his name, Zabadoo? Zimbardo. He was in bed thinking about, like, this experiment and wanting to do it, being excited.
Oh, yeah. He went to sleep.
Aviators.
I'm sure he went to, like, sleep while they were still in there without, like, no supervision. Now I'm thinking about
100%.
that. That's crazy.
He showed up like, okay, what happened?
Yeah.
Oh, that horrible shit. Let's keep going and not reprimand any of you.
Wow.
Hey y'all, it's Ramsey. This video was recorded before we decided to start doing our episodes into 2 parts. So this is me signing off, saying thank you for listening, thank you for watching if you watch, thank you for being here. If you got to this part of the video, you know, you're probably related to me. Thank you for listening, and if you enjoyed it, go ahead and watch our part 2. Trust me, we got some crazy shit in there. Definitely worth hearing. Go listen, go watch. Okay, bye!